Hi, I'm Dick Sutphen, and I'm glad you joined me today. And we're going to be talking about a lot of metaphysical things. So I'm glad you joined us, and we'll be right back.
All right now. Imagine this blue healing ray, just as you imagined the godlight before. The blue healing ray, and you see it coming down from above and entering your crown chakra on the top of your head. Only this time it is a blue light. An intense, shimmering, iridescent blue light, the healing ray. And you see and feel it entering your crown chakra on the top of your head. And the light begins to flow down into your brow chakra, into your throat chakra, and now spreading out and just filtering down in. Every cell, every atom in your body is experiencing this blue healing ray. So see it, feel it, know that this healing ray is filtering down through all of your cells. See it and feel it. The blue healing light. A healing light, a healing ray of God light. And it moves through your body now. Feel the light within you. Feel it. Moving through your body. Moving through the chakra centers. Filling every cell, every atom with this healing ray of light. And your body is filled with light. More and more and more light. The God light. Filling your body and mind. A healing ray. A healing ray. And as every cell, every atom is filled with the God light, you feel the healing taking place. Feel your body becoming lighter. Feel it becoming more natural, more normal. Perfectly natural and normal. Healed and healing. Your body is healing. It's healed. Your body is healed. And so, just chant in your mind. Chant along with me. And feel the healing power within your body. I am healing. I am healed. 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 And you are healed. 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 You have the power and the ability to heal yourself now. You do. You accept this. And so it is. And if you use a technique like this every day, it becomes more and more powerful. More and more powerful. And it works. More and more effective. It works. You have the power and ability to heal yourself now. Now. And so once again, I'd like you to imagine yourself as healed. Now, your subconscious mind is a picture consciousness. In other words, it responds best to images, pictures in your mind. And it's a well-proven fact, it cannot tell the difference between fantasy and reality. And so when you visualize yourself as healed, you see in your mind yourself already totally healed, totally healthy, doing all the things that you want to do. And the more you do this over and over and over again, the more your mind, your subconscious, is accepting of the fact that you are healed, you are healthy. And so we know this about the subconscious mind. What it believes is so, it will help to bring into reality. So if it believes you are healed and healthy, it will help you to be literally healed and healthy. So feel the emotion of being 100%. You are feeling good. You're feeling better than you can ever recall. You are healed. You are healthy. Visualize this. Feel the elation. How good it feels to be healed and healthy. And make this visualization real. and you are seeing your own reality. You are seeing your own reality. I'm laying there in the bed and my mind is wandering, and I think, well, let's be a little use here and let's focus upon what color do I need coming into my body right now. And then start to imagine whatever comes in. And it may seem silly. You need chartreuse. Dear God, but okay. I'm going to imagine that chartreuse is just coming up into my body. On the color here, the color therapy CD that I have you do it about 3 different ways. 3 primary, the pillars of color, and then one where you are breathing the color and you are taking it in a different way. But these are obviously Atlantean ideas. So what would happen is that people would come to the healing centers and they needed intense exposure to a particular color. And what I have gotten from some of the people is that the priests or the healers, there again, would lay you down on the bed or the slab or whatever it is, and they would tilt crystals that were in the ceiling and let the light go through the crystals. And the many facets of the crystals, of course, is, bouncing a whole rainbow of color. And so they would be able to tune the color that you needed. And then you would lie there, immersed in that particular color. Now there's a lot of books on color therapy. They don't necessarily agree. But I feel you're always in good shape if you are pulling blue. That's what I've always been told by Spirit. To use blue, the blue healing ray. And so I'm going to do a session with you here this afternoon where you will use the blue healing ray. And I'll show you how it works. And this is what I use. I mean, if we were out on the road, like if Terry and I are both on the road, I will, if one of us starts to get sick, if you get a cold, because you are on the airplane and you're traveling oftentimes city to city to city, and you're exposed to everybody, and I figure my immune system's pretty good, but sometimes it's tempting fate, and you are starting to catch a cold. Well, I will work with the idea, if she's catching cold, I will work with the blue healing ray to try to heal her before the cold gets started, and she will do the same to me. So, color and vibration. Now we don't have I don't know that I can demonstrate all that well with the vibration, but what you are healing on the sound is taking you to theta. Now, if you're wide awake, you're wide awake right now. I'm not so sure any of you are. You're looking kind of stoned. If you are still wide awake, you're in a beta level, and that cycle per second activity, your brain is firing away up here. It's got electrical charging, and that would be, if we convert cycle per second to beats per minute, that's about 850 beats a minute. So that's just, that's white noise. That's white noise. But if you slow that sound down over about 8 minutes, and you slow it down to 145 beats per minute, you are putting, I can do that, and that puts you into trance, pure and simple. It just, and then pretty soon it's click, 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 click. And by the time we've reached a clicking sound that in cycle per second is equal to theta, you are followed. Your mind will follow that sound right on down into theta. Now, here we are. Beta's wide awake. Alpha is the next level down. It's an altered state of consciousness. The ideal level Now, as a professional hypnotist, that's what I do most of the time. I'm taking people into trance in my office. Well, I want them down into the top of alpha. And so I want them down to where the cycle per second activity of their brain is about 145 beats a minute. And I know at this level, they are going to be receiving very, very well. Now, if I take them further down, theta is just a very short little wave here, and then you're down, and then you are in beta, and that's sleep. So my son and I, he has a recording studio in Hollywood, and we experimented for endless hours to find out how we could combine some of this mind electronic material. And so we got, now it's easy to get a theta wave. That can be generated quite easily because we know exactly where that is. And it is around 145 beats a minute. So you can generate a theta wave, but we were wanting to combine other brain waves to come up with a sound that you heard just a little while ago. And chances are, for most of you, it made you feel kind of, you start to let go. You start to relax. The next time you hear it, you'll go a little deeper, you'll let go a little more, and you'll be in love with the sound by the time we reach this evening. You are just like that. I had a friend say, I want to marry this sound. So they are just now finding in a healing newsletter that I subscribe to, the healing. I'm trying to get my throat here to cooperate, so I'm sucking on some of the strangest tasting drops you've ever tasted. So you are, in experiencing that sound, it's pulling you down to a natural level, but it's combining for some reason this really works. Now, we did hundreds of tests until we found this, and everybody responded to this positively. It has a beta, which is sleep, sound in there. So it's a beep, 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 beep sound that we're sending out at the beta range. When those two sounds are combined, it starts to change everything that's happening in your head, and you relax. Now, in this newsletter that I started to tell you about, there is now evidence that if you simply expose yourself to these sort of sound waves, that there is a great healing power. And some of them, in certain diseases, exposure to a theta wave is going to be extremely healing. So this is new. I want to contact the people that are writing this information and find out a lot more as soon as I possibly can. But this is as close as I can come to the healing discs that would be above you in a healing room. But I'm sure we are going to find ways that can be manipulated and in a good way, I'm talking about a good way, and controlled. And so whatever vibrational rate you needed exposure to, you could be there. So I've had many people talk about this. I had a medical doctor who was close to retirement. And he had such a profound experience of being in a healing center on Atlantis. Obviously, he was a doctor on Atlantis. And he said, man, can I hire you to just take me back there? I want to try to bring some of this understanding into the present. And this wasn't all that time long ago, so I haven't heard back from him. I know how to get in contact with him. I'd love to find out what he's doing with this awareness. But I think you'll see an incredible amount of information, healing information, coming out over the next few years as we are returning to a more holistic way. And I'm sure everybody in here sees the holistic ideas are coming to the fore. People don't want to go to regular doctors anymore, thank you anyway. Certainly there's a place for them. But boy, let's do it through going back to the cause or doing it in a preventative manner so we don't need to go to the doctors in the first place. So we'll explore that. I'm going to do, in this regression, I'm going to do it as an overview of Atlantis. I'm just going to ask you about certain things, and I'll be asking you if you've ever seen these things. Have you ever been exposed to these ideas? And you may not have ever seen them, and so you may come up, no. But the last 20,000 years, that's what Casey, now 20,000 years, there were a lot of changes. So I know at the end, 10,000 years ago, when Atlantis sunk, that was a time when all of these ideas were being used. They developed them, they were in use. So you may want to say, well, I want to go back to a lifetime that has been important, or the lifetime of my highest evolution. But you also may want to go back near the end times. Now, I wouldn't advise you go back to the final earthquake that broke it all up and you went into the sea. But that's up to you. If you want to have a very exciting afternoon, you can do that. So, at the time that Atlantis went down, and there again, I could be telling you where I got the information, how I got it, but most of it is things that other people have got, and I have also gotten from people that I've regressed back there. The Atlanteans were a pretty aggressive race at the time that they went down. And I mean really aggressive. They were quite warlike. And they were using the technology that they had to conquer other people. But there were plenty of other people that were trying to do the same to them. So Atlantis was the size of Libya and Asia put together. There were a lot of things found that the researchers believe goes back to Atlantis in the 1700s. These ancient maps, I mean, they were really old at the time they were discovered, and they were obviously copies of things that had come before. And it was not until 1952 that using airplanes, they were able to map certain areas of the world and find out, oh my God, those ancient maps were accurate, are accurate. And this is attributed to a lot of the researchers with Atlantis having air travel. It was possible for them to see and map the world from high above it. So, see, I'm pretty much just off the cuff here. If you'd like to ask me any questions about this, I'd be glad to try to answer them. Yes.
I got a message that bringing the Atlantean energies in, like doing this kind of thing, opening up everybody's mind and consciousness to the Atlantean healing, is going to help this dimension be able to expand and into the fifth dimension and help heal the earth.
I hope so.
It's like I really got the message I was supposed to do these kinds of things.
Cool.
And I put it out to the people around me, but none of them, caught on to it. And, so I'm really, when you said that, the doctor said that, like bring that consciousness in, it's like the 100 monkey theory. In other words, one doctor gets, they all start to get it, and the more we do it, and then we have another chance
Yeah, I agree.
as Atlanteans to make the harmony be here instead of the fall.
Yeah, well, if you've tapped into it much, you know the sons of the law of one and the sons of Belial.
All right, thank you very much for joining us today, and I hope you'll be back when we're going to be doing future shows. So, until next time, goodbye.